Oh my gosh. Ooh-wee. Oh my gosh. Team. First of all, obviously it feels super light. Duh, it's the air. This is so thin. I know you guys can see that on camera. Look at this. My gosh, that is insane. You have brushed titanium on the outside. Oh, this titanium looks so good. This is what we should have had on the Pros. You're gonna get fingerprints easily, of course you are. This has to be an eSIM because where is the SIM tray gonna fit? You even have, I don't know if you can see this on camera, right? But like, because of how thin this phone is, your USB-C port is off center, like it's not directly in the middle of the phone, if you know what I mean. This feels really good in the hand, I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was gonna feel like a gimmick. But me personally, I prefer the colors of the sides than I do the actual back of the phone, because this kind of looks white, if I'm being honest, like a creamy white kind of color with gold accents. That's what this phone looks like to me. This is the light gold, this is the sky blue color, but the blue sides look so good. It reminds me of Sierra Blue that we had for the iPhone 13 Pro and Pro Max. I love that phone so much. And then since then, we've just been getting, do you know what I mean, kind of colors. But this is the first time I've seen titanium this brushed on an iPhone. We get this kind of brushed titanium on like your Apple Watch Series 11, 10, the premium edition titanium models. Do you know what I mean? Team, I really like it. I much prefer the design of the Airs than I do the Pros. So luckily for you, we have the Pro here. This is the Pro Max. This is the 17 Pro Max. I much prefer the camera bump on the Airs than I do the Pros. Oh, we have the full lineup here. Actually, no. Now we have the full lineup. Have you watched the videos? Anyway, this is what the different camera bumps look like. So you have your 3 cameras for the Pros. You have your singular camera. In 2025, singular camera. You mean the same singular camera that we got for the 16E? Okay, but it's $1,000. Okay. And then you have your 2 cameras for your 17 base model. I much prefer the camera setup because it looks very cute, very demure, very, do you know what I mean? But in terms of like the camera quality, they're saying you can still get really good portrait pictures, but do you know what I mean? It's still quite good. You're still getting your 48 megapixel camera. You're getting a really thin phone with it. But the only thing is that they sold this alongside a power bank. I think the battery life on the 13 Pro, if I'm not mistaken, is better than these Airs. You know what I mean? So them selling it alongside a battery pack, even though you have to pay £99, $99 for that battery pack, it doesn't come in the box. Come on, what even comes in the box anymore? I don't even think the cables come. You know, the AirPods Pro 3 doesn't come with a cable. Anyway, I digress. In terms of the battery pack, it is made for the iPhone 17 Air, so like it fits perfectly on the back of these phones. You wouldn't be able to do that on the 17 Pros, like it's too long, like it would get in the way of the camera, so you'd have to like put the battery pack horizontally. But I think for the Pro Max it would be fine. Or would it? No, I think you wouldn't even be able to fit it on the Pro Max either. It's designed perfectly for the Airs. Because of these bedazzled sides, it feels more premium than I thought. And I don't know if you watched the Jerry Riggs everything video, and it was actually quite hard to bend. It's quite durable. I'm not mad. Who is this phone for? I'm not gonna lie, babe. I don't know. Because, side story, I was in the shop ordering my Pro Max and somebody was telling me that he had one customer who returned their iPhone 16 at the time because it only had 2 cameras, and his friends were making fun of him for only having 2 cameras when, you know, on the Pros you have 3 and stuff. So he returned it and he got the Pro even though he couldn't afford it, kind of thing. Image gang. Rolling with a singular camera might not be good for you, but if you're like me and you don't give a piss or you don't give a heck, then that shouldn't bother you. But yes, more on the front and back recording. So I think this is because of the A19 Pro chip, because I don't think you have front and back recording on the 17s, the base model 17s. I have my video on and I'm gonna press this in the corner, dual capture, press that. You can see my front screen here and my back camera here, and I can move it all around. I'm recording, I'm moving it around, moving it around. You can see the scenes, but you can also see my reaction. I think that this is really cool for like live streaming and stuff, like IRL streams or whatever. I don't know if you can do that though, but it's a nice to have, or your, you know what I mean, content creation, filming your reaction, but also unboxing whatever you're unboxing. You also have your center stage camera and your stabilization that you have on the 17s, the base model 17s, and the Pro and Pro Max, where I'm jogging, I'm running, stabilization in the front camera. I am on FaceTime, center stage whenever I move the phone all about. Also, I'm in selfie mode and I want to do a landscape video, but also hold my phone in portrait. I can do this here and I can do this on the Airs as well. So that's cute little things that they brought to the Air. At least we still have our action button. They fit the camera control button here. That's really cute. Yeah, they have made it slightly smaller, but the camera control button is still there. But in terms of like build quality, how it feels in the hand, it's really good. You have your 120 Hertz display, of course. You have your anti-reflective coating, of course, across the whole of the 17 lineup. The only thing is, if you do choose to put a screen protector, you're going to lose that anti-glare. So this has a screen protector on, this doesn't. You can kind of see the fact that screen protector just makes the new screen obsolete. You have your ceramic shield 2 on the front here to support all of that good stuff. I don't really get the point of having a really thin phone. Maybe somebody will appreciate it. I don't know who the target market is for, I'm gonna be so honest, but you know, there's that. I love the titanium frame though, I'll be real. You don't get a titanium frame on the Pros. We get aluminium on the Pros. Now you tell me how that makes sense. A Pro phone in aluminium casing. Maybe it's because of the vapor chamber, maybe because you don't have no vapor chamber in this, I can tell you that. But I like titanium, it feels premium, do you know what I mean? I wish we had a brushed titanium on the Pros, but anyway, I digress. This is not about the Pros right now, this is about the sweet, sweet Air. You have your A19 Pro chip in here, so it's gonna be very efficient. You have your C1X chip in here for a faster modem. We saw the C1 chip in the 16 series, but now they've taken it that one step further with the X, so that's gonna be better for your modem. You also have your N1 chip in here as well, so that's gonna be for better Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connectivity. And you also have adaptive power mode, which is new to the 17 series. So this is across the whole of the 17 lineup, but I think this was made especially for the 17 Air because the batteries are so tiny. I think it's around 3,000 milliamp hours of battery you get in these Airs. Very, very poor, is what it is. But like the adaptive power mode is supposed to conserve the battery when you're doing high intensive tasks. So it would be like, hey, I know you need this battery, so let me conserve as much as I can. They say you can get all day battery life, but I don't know. The thing is, usually they say 18-hour battery life, 48-hour battery life, but they just said all day battery life in the keynote. So don't actually know what that means. Perhaps a day in a life is supposed to be done with this to see how these feel in the real world. Other than feeling good in the hand and looking nice, Is it productive? Does it make sense to purchase the Air? Not sure. Perhaps a secondary phone, but for £1,000? I don't know, because I'm sure a secondary phone having the 17 makes more sense. But maybe this is just image gang, or you just want something really, really light. Pick yourself up an Air. Babe, I don't know. Let me know, are you gonna be one of the few that is picking yourself 17 Air? Let me know in the comments below. If you are, which color are you going for? I thought I would be madder at this, and I'm not. Fingerprint magnet like crazy though, but you'll survive. Just give that a quick wipe every now and then and you're good to go. Do you get? But yeah, team. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on my socials at ShaieJenny everywhere. TikTok, Instagram. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, like. Bye.